Hey, MCE crew, we're going to go through a veritable cornucopia, love that term, of financial issues today, all of which are focused on helping you achieve financial independence. Number one, we've gone through this era in the last couple of years of a lot of money being put out on the street through stimulus. And a lot of people have gotten really stupid. There's so much money out there. Everybody's got their hands on some. And people are looking for ways to invest. And some of these ways don't make sense. You'll always find this type of thing in eras of irrational monetary and fiscal exuberance that puts a lot of money out there and people just go wild with it. I remember one time there was this thing in Maryland called Metro Grapevine. And it was a scam. And you could see it from a mile away. And these people were so smarmy and they were obvious, like grifters. They set up this thing where it was a Ponzi scheme. And I was invited to take a look at it. Good friend of ours wanted me to take a look at it and weigh in on it. So I actually sat there through the presentation. And I asked some pointed questions, and this is how you know stuff is not legit. I asked pointed questions, and the guy got kind of smart with me and said it's something to the effect of, oh, I got mine, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. So I advised our friend to stay as far away from it as they possibly could because it was bad news all the way. So she did, thank God. And about 6 months later, the federal authorities came knocking and took that whole operation down. And the guy that said, well, I got mine, you got to get yours, what he got ultimately was a federal penitentiary stay. So all that glitters ain't gold. Now, I'm going to talk about NFTs. NFTs, non-fungible tokens, powered by the blockchain. It's a whole bunch of financial mysticism, and you buy this, what is essentially a screen print, okay, that anybody on earth could have. There's nothing unique about it. Case in point, the first tweet. They made a non-fungible token, or an NFT, out of Jack Dorsey's first tweet. You know, Jack Dorsey was the founder and CEO for a time of Twitter. He recently stepped down. And he made a tweet on his platform saying, I'm just sitting here putting my Twitter together, or something to that effect. And some idiot went out when this whole craze came about 18 months ago, the NFT craze. Gonna make a lot of money off of NFTs, we promise you. Guy went out and he purchased the first tweet. How you purchased something that I could do a Google image search on and get like dozens of that, I don't know. But in any event, Twitter founder Jack Dorsey's first ever tweet sold as an NFT was put up for sale by the buyer for a whopping $48 million. This guy bought the tweet for $3 million and figured that there were enough fools in the world with money who would turn around and buy it from him for $48 million. It drew an astoundingly measly maximum offer of less than $280 by the deadline this week. I'm so happy about that. And, you know, I don't knock hustles, but I'm very glad that there's not a market for this crap, all right? Because it's just dressed up in a lot of nouveau language that it can be presented such that, oh, you don't understand what I'm talking about? Well, you're not in the in crowd. And a lot of people fall for that kind of thing. Tulip mania. Study tulip mania. That's what the NFT craze was all about. But it would seem as though it's short-lived. The seller reached out to would-be Twitter owner Elon Musk, urging him to bid without success. So you see, someone who is financially savvy like Elon Musk is like, if I want the first tweet, I just go on Google and I can just download it. It's easy, and I can do that for free. Granted, entrepreneur Sina Estevi chief executive at Malaysian crypto project Bridge Oracle, was looking for a massive return. He purchased Dorsey's message as an NFT, a unique crypto asset, for $2.9 million just over a year ago, then listed the NFT for sale at $48 million last week. He promised to give half the proceeds to charity. Well, I guess some lucky charity out there is going to be receiving $140. All right, on to so be careful. All that glitters ain't gold. The next thing I want to talk about here is there seems to be a shortage of corn. This is important because corn is the base of the food chain here in America. Now, we're already facing the fertilizer shortage, okay? A lot of fertilizers coming out of the regions of Eastern Europe that are now at war or special military operation. Everything's got like a new name these days, you know. Nothing identifies as what it is. It's war. A combination of factors has sent corn futures in Chicago to the highest level in a decade as investors fret over dwindling supplies. Here's why corn's important. Again, it's the base of the food chain. So pigs, cows, chickens, they eat the corn, and then we eat them. And if the price of what they eat increases, then the price of what we eat increases even further from what it has inflated to thus far in this whole cycle that we've been going through. Corn futures have not exceeded $8 a bushel since September of 2012, following a devastating drought that damaged crops across the U.S. Midwest. Now supply risk return, but for different reasons, of course. Those reasons being the fact that, all of this turmoil is going on. So Biden had come out. We did the video about him talking about food shortages. A lot of the world leaders have talked about it. So again, I stress, and you got to make sure you can eat, because you can't build a financial future or secure financial independence if you're worried about what you're going to eat. This whole food thing is kind of what separates modern humans from Cro-Magnons and earlier forms of humans that were only concerned, that the bulk of the day was taken up with, what the hell are we going to eat? Okay. We're beyond that now. So we've got to make sure that we can see these things coming down the pike. If we know that food is going to get expensive, then go out. I've said it before. I'll say it again. If you got space, buy another freezer and stock up to insulate yourself against these shocks. And nothing I say on this channel will ever find you saying, oh, why did I do that? I didn't need that after all. You need food. You're going to always need it. So if you get it at a less expensive price, you're going to eat it anyway, right? So you might want to prepare for that. Meats, again, the livestock eat corn. Corn is a grain. It's not a vegetable. It is a grain. And hell, I love creamed corn.
Cream corn. That's why they call me that. Smooth.
I've been stocking up on cans of it. So take that for what it's worth, guys. You got to eat. I heard a statistic: in 3 days you'll steal food. In 30 days you'll kill for it. Probably a hell of a lot sooner than 30 days. All right. So the next thing that we want to talk about in this kind of grab bag episode here, and I might do more of these because there's so much going on. Florida chief rejects math textbooks over attempts to indoctrinate students. Now, this is important because we already know that they don't have a financial independence or a real macroeconomics curriculum in the public school system. Okay, that is by design. Now, think about of late the news that we've heard regarding what they do want to teach in public schools. They want to teach critical race theory. We did a video on that. Now, mind you, it's only, what 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours in a school day. They want to take some of that time to teach critical race theory. Now they want to take some of that time to teach kindergartners about all of these sexual things, which is sick, okay? If a person matures into adulthood and decides they want to be whoever they want to be, then fine. More power to you. But these schools are actually now attempting to take hours out of the day when children could be learning useful things that are going to put them in good stead in the mid to late 21st century, okay? This very globally competitive marketplace that we live in. How are they ever going to use the things that these public schools want to teach to become marketable, okay, economically viable? I believe it's by design for them not to, because the better for you to become dependent on your government if you are not, don't have a real marketable skill, you can't critically think, you think history began on your birthday, it's tragic, but it's what's going on. Ron DeSantis came out and when talking about this math book, because math is racist now, right? Everything's racist, okay, including math. And the Florida school system attempted to incorporate some type of language in the math curriculum that was woke. And the response to that from DeSantis was, it's not about your feelings. There is a right and a wrong answer when you're dealing with math, okay? Florida school chief rejects math textbook over attempts to indoctrinate students. Florida's Department of Education has rejected dozens of K-12 mathematics textbooks after officials said they include indoctrinating concepts such as critical race theory. Let me ask you a question. In the world of the future, it is quite conceivable that our children here in America will be competing, they already are really, competing with folk from India, competing with folk from China, all types of other areas of the world. Now, if you've got some kid right now that's studying his ass off over in China, mathematics, science, and we've got our kids over here studying critical race theory. You own a conglomerate. Who you hiring? Right. According to Florida's Education Commissioner Richard Cochran, his department reviewed 132 submitted textbooks and found 54 of them, or 41%, don't meet Florida's K-12 curriculum standards or contain prohibited topics. Quote, reasons for rejecting textbooks included references to critical race theory, inclusions of Common Core, and the unsolicited addition of social emotional learning in mathematics. The department said in an April 15th statement, quote, the highest number of books rejected were from K through 5, kindergarten through 5th grade, where an alarming 71% were not appropriately aligned with Florida's standards or included prohibitive topics and unsolicited strategies. Now, how well has the Women's Studies degree or the Afro-American Studies degree or the pottery, basket weaving, or whatever, these colleges should be, some of these administrators in these colleges should be hauled off to jail because they're perpetrating a fraud on people when you ask them to pay an exorbitant amount of tuition, books, room, board, all of that for degrees that we know are not going to provide economic viability. There'll be no return on that investment. Now, for those who go and get into, fields like engineering, mathematics, business, law, okay, you've got more of a competitive advantage at that point. But they're saying, no, we're not going to would do this. DeSantis is saying we're going to have a return to basics of reading, writing, and arithmetic. And Governor DeSantis, and I know you're watching this, I would also suggest that you add in there a curriculum to have these young kids understand how to write a checkbook, what amortization is all about, the rule of 72, on and on and on. There needs to be a strong macroeconomics curriculum in the school system, okay? I know it's a threat to the way the U.S. is constituted in terms of you need a bunch of mindless consumers out there, keeping the system alive. But don't worry, I think most people are not going to, adopt these principles. It'll be a minority of people, and that's fine. But we need to be responsible in putting the information out there, okay? I haven't used my trigonometry yet. I haven't used it yet. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that I believe more children would benefit from real deal practical subjects, and finance should be one of them. All right, guys. So that concludes our potluck subject matter for this evening. I have solved the light problem simply by doing the video at night. In any event, guys, I will talk to you soon. To learn more about how you can achieve financial independence, check out these videos we recently posted on the Money Changes Everything channel.